This is Julie from PTLS Outreach Foundation. Recently, I celebrated my son's 38th birthday. 1987 was a big year. He entered the world quiet, very observant, and how was I to know that he was going to have a syndrome? He's beautiful, beautiful baby. Then he started showing in his feeding, just behaviors that weren't right. And as a pediatric nurse, I knew what to look for, and what he was doing, his behaviors just weren't right. So I started working with the pediatricians that I was working with, and one of them was a developmental pediatrician. So we were trying to figure out what was going on. We were thinking maybe it was Fragile X, but in those days, genetics wasn't something that we looked at. It took a while. 3 years later, 1990, that's been 35 years since I got the diagnosis for him. He went to see Dr. Robert Stratton, and Dr. Stratton knew Dr. Lupski had actually worked with him. He knew to look for this. And it was very, very rare because Christian, we thought there were maybe 2 others ahead of him in the world. There wasn't any information. There wasn't any support group. There wasn't anything. They told me I just have to wait. I had to wait until a doctor came along and started taking a look at it and studying it. 6 years later, 1996. That was 29 years ago. I had the opportunity to see Dr. Lupski. Spent a week with Christian, going through test after test after test all week long, so that they could study the difference between a deletion versus a duplication. He had everything done, poked and prodded and tested. And it wasn't for my benefit, it was for the study so we could learn something about it. And that's where it got started. 29 years ago, the studies got started. And then at that point, I didn't meet Dr. Potocki because she was on maternity leave. It took us till the next year, 1997, that I was able to meet with Dr. Potocki, and she was doing the clinical side of these studies, but Dr. Lupski was doing everything he could to look through that microscope at what was needed, what they saw. So out of that, they learned a lot. Over 29 years, they learned a lot. They saw the variables in there. They had the mouse models, thanks to Dr. Catherine Waltz, who was doing the mouse models, so we could study on them. We learned a lot, and in 2009 we were able to put it all together and present the findings. Then everything just stemmed off of that. 35 years since the diagnosis. It's been a long time. I have been able to take my medical knowledge, and I have been able to put it together with what I learned so much from Dr. Lupski and his team, his lab team, all his students. And then I would feed back to Dr. Potocki what I knew, or to Dr. Lupski and his team what I was seeing. Thank you to the families that were so kind to share their experiences and what they were seeing. Out of that, it's just continued. And with any study, we've got to learn with what the gene does from the very beginning. You've got to know what the gene does, have an idea. Those children now that are diagnosed with atypical PTLS, they don't have the RAI1 gene, but they're still getting that PTLS diagnosis. That's a different variable. It's going to add to the ongoing of the studies that are going on, that to learn more now with the children and the adults. But we've got a lot of knowledge right now of what is going on, what is seen. And I am so grateful to Dr. Lupski, who referred me to begin speaking to other doctors, other geneticists, and then the families worldwide. So I'm so grateful to you, Dr. Lupski, for that. And to all of your lab students, to Dr. Lupski's lab students, I'm grateful for every one of them that I was able to meet with in symposiums, meet with at conferences, just talk on the phone with, have meetings with, worldwide. And from that has stemmed then education and awareness that I continue to do today through the outreach, the PTLS Outreach Foundation, worldwide, educating families, doctors, other healthcare practitioners, therapists, educators, anyone that is wanting to know more about it, and I continue today. So to all of those who have taken the educational sessions, individual or group, thank you so much for your attendance. Thank you for your interest. I am so grateful for that. So on behalf of the PTLS Outreach Foundation, I want to say I'm going to continue on with educating, raising awareness, sharing insight with any geneticist, any doctor that is interested in learning more or wanting to hear more. And I want to say thank you to all the families who continue to share their experiences and updates throughout the years so that we have that as well. So thank you so much. And I want to say a special thank you to my son. 38 years of teaching me to see life through different eyes, to see life as one that has PTLS, and to see his passion to want to advocate for those who have PTLS, because he wants us to believe in their abilities, not see that they need to be fixed, but believe in them. And I'm going to stand by him as his mother. I stand by him. So thank you so much for all of your support. If you feel the need to do any other support in the way of finances, we will gratefully take them. Thank you so much for myself and the PTLS Outreach Foundation. Thank you.